Hello. Today we are going to discuss about the gig economy. Next time you order your food or book a ride, is that person delivering your order or an employee or something else entirely? Welcome to gig economy, a system that's quietly reshaping how India works. Now, what is a gig economy? It is a labor market that's built on short term, flexible jobs instead of permanent employment. In economic terms, we can refer to this as informalization of labor, where workers exist outside of traditional employer and employee contracts. Now, who are gig workers? They can be our Swiggy partners, Zomato riders, Uber drivers who are classified as independent contractors and not as full time employees. Now, why do people prefer to work in a gig economy? There are three structural forces that are accelerating the shift towards gig work. First is labor market flexibility. Firms can reduce their fixed cost by hiring on demand. This flexibilization of labor makes gig models highly attractive to platforms and startups. The second reason is disguised unemployment absorption. India's surplus labor finds an outlet through gig work, reducing visible open unemployment, even though these employers are employed in informal conditions. Thirdly, there are low entry barriers. There is no high human capital requirement, and gig roles fit neatly into India's expanding low skilled service sector, drawing in millions of workers. Now, we can also see the platform economy engine, that is the concept of two-sided markets. The digital platforms like Swiggy, Uber, and Zomato operate as two-sided markets, simultaneously matching consumers seeking services with workers seeking income. This model scales rapidly with low marginal cost, making it the backbone of India's gig expansion. Now, economist refers to this as jobs that exist but security does not. This is called casualization of labor. Economists call this type of employment what is known as precarious employment. So, on paper, gig works create employment, but there are a lot of issues associated with this type of employment. First of all, there is no social security. The gig workers lack access to PF, health insurance, or gratuity, safety nets that formal employees have. Then there is income instability. The earnings of gig workers fluctuate with demand, weather, and platform algorithms. There is no guaranteed fixed monthly income. Thirdly, there are no long term contracts. Workers can be fired at any time. Without contracts, there is no job protection or recourse for unfair treatment. Next, we are going to talk about the 10-minute delivery crisis that happened. So, quick commerce platforms like Blinkit, Swiggy, and Zepto, they raised to promise 10-minute deliveries, but the human cost of it sparked a nationwide reckoning, especially among the gig workers themselves. See, what was the flashpoint? Unsafe working conditions under extreme time pressure, dangerously low pay per delivery. So over 2 lakh workers went on strike demanding a change. Now, what was the government response to it? So platforms including Blinkit, Swiggy, and Zepto were directed to remove the 10-minute delivery promises. The model had created clear negative externalities, accidents, stress, and unsafe roads, forcing a policy course correction. Now, what is the real challenge? The real challenge is decent work and not just more work. The gig economy creates employment without security, growth without protection. An economy cannot grow sustainably on unstable jobs. So, India's gig economy is a partial solution to unemployment. But the true measure of progress is not the number of jobs created, but the quality and dignity of these jobs. So, the issue at hand is for the policymakers to bridge the gap between flexibility and fairness when it comes to employment. Thank you.